we have what's I would call the standard tire, the tire we would race at North Wilkesboro if there wasn't any options. And then there's an option tire. The concept of the option tire is that it is roughly the same tire, same makeup, same build, same everything, with a softer tread. The tread that touches the ground is more of kind of the wet tire compound. It's still slick, but it should have more grip in the short run, but I would imagine wear out much quicker than the standard tire.
And from what Goodyear released in their press release about this, they did run this option tire as one of the tires at the tire test. And it fired off with quite a bit more speed, but it wasn't 15 laps and it was going the wrong way.
So then the question really becomes, how long can they be on the car? And I don't think that answer is the same for every team. It's what you do with your settings, right? So let's look about, this is basically the front tires. Let's talk what camber is. So the camber is the front tire is tipped in the direction that you want to go. The car wants to turn left.
If you tip the top of the tire towards the way you want to turn, it makes where the tires make more thrust that way. So that makes more performance, makes you faster.
So there's going to be a couple things. There's going to be one, where you want the camber for peak performance. And when I mean performance, I mean lap time. I'm just going to make an abstract line and say, okay, the tire wants to be tipped in that much. That's the perfect amount for that tire to go around the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's dictated by how much wear you're going to have. We always wanted, we looked at it, if I knew how long a run I wanted to make, I wanted to get to the point where I used all of the rubber up on the inside of the tire, but not get past that to where we saw cords.
So the question really then becomes is, do I dare maybe put the tire a little bit straighter up, thus putting more tire on the racetrack so it will last longer? So even if this is a little slower, I have the softer tire on, so I'm going to be way faster. And now I'm going to put the softer tire in an area where I may be able to run. You say you might not put your set on until 25 to go. Well, if I put my settings right, could I get 35, 40, 45 laps out of that option tire? That could be the difference. The difference in winning this race could be setting my car up where I don't have to pit when you pit.
These are all things that crew chiefs have to work their way through in setting their cars up the racetrack.
So this is how you and I always look at races, basically graphical, right? Lap 1 on the left, lap 200 on the right. Let's talk about what we have. We know we have 2 sets of regular tires and 2 sets of soft tires. That's a fact. We also know what are we going to have. We know we're going to have a yellow right here around lap 100, and we know we're going to have a yellow at lap 150. And at 100, you have to make a pit stop.
Have to come for 4 tires at 100. You don't. You have the option to come at 150. The only mandatory is at 100.
Okay, the other thing we know is everyone has to start on the red, the softer tires. Okay? So if we start here, we're going to say you qualify pretty good. We're going to put you about 15th.
Thanks.
I don't know if that's good or bad. We're starting on the red. The first question mark is how far am I drawing this line?
Yeah, well, I think to the first caution. That would be my thought. Look at it. We've just taken that first set of tires out. We've only got 1 lap.
So now we have 1 set of softs, 2 sets of options, and at some point we know we can't run 100 laps. So I'm going to say we get a yellow. We'll call it easy because you and I like easy at this point in our lives.
Yeah, lap 30.
Yeah, right here. There's a yellow. Everybody's going to come, put on the regular tires. We're going to run basically at lap 100. I think we know that's a fact. Now we've burned 1 set of those, right? So now we have 1 of each left. We have to change tires at lap 100.
Yeah, and I feel like the field will say, all right.
Okay, well, let's just talk about this. You say the field. But if I'm 17th or 14th or 12th, I'm not getting there, man. Like, I'm not getting there on the same tires as you. So if I'm in the back of the field, I might put my reds on here. Knowing I got to take them back off, but if I put my reds on here and can get to the front, hey, you know what? Pass me. I'm going to go buy you on soft tires, and I'm going to make you pass me again. If I'm up front.
I would say that the guys up front, this is a no-brainer. They're going to take yellows. And I don't know that they come at 50. At 150. We'll see where that plays out. But these are the opportunities that we have as crew chiefs to make strategy calls.
This is what I'm going to point out because this is when it's really all comes said and done. It's going to be right here. And that's between the last guaranteed yellow at lap 150 and the checkered flag at 200. And somewhere in this whole box right here, you're going to have to decide when you take your last set of soft tires. That is when I believe the race is going to be won. And if I knew when that was going to be, I wouldn't do television.
Now, let me go back and throw another caveat in. Let's go ahead and let's go back and let's say at lap 4 we have a caution.
Okay.
I take my reds off. Okay. I take my reds off at that point, put yellows on. Now I've got a 4-lap set of scuff reds.
Put back on.
I might have 2 sets of reds at the end. This is how you have to be able to adapt on the fly because cautions can change up the strategy.